definitely helps having 24 back the last 2 years or weeks for us. And but we still got to clean some things up in pass protection. I mean, early in the second half, gave up back-to-back sacks, and heck, one of them was on a keeper, which was just uncalled for, which doesn't really happen, shouldn't happen. So I think our guys are continuing to play hard and fighting, and obviously we had another lineup out there, so we're continuing to work through some injuries and stuff like that. But the guys are we got to cut down on the getting beat one-on-ones. It's not missed assignments. It's just the one-on-one stuff that we just got to continue to get better at, and they're doing better at it.
How do you feel about that right tackle spot with Jeremy out?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dion had a great week of practice last week, and he prepared very well for it. And I thought he came out, and I thought he played well. He kind of got shook early in the second half. The back-to-back, the sack on the keeper the first play, and then the third play, giving up the sack on the first down after the screen, and it kind of shook him a little bit. But he recovered, and like we talked about, man, we got to be able to protect when at the end of the game, when everybody knows that you're throwing the football, you got to be able to. But for the most part, I thought he graded out well, and played physical in the run game, and just has to continue to when he gets his opportunity, and just continue to build on it.
Zach, had some untimely kind of false starts when you crossed the 50 last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that just mental thing? Is it communication? Is it cadence? What do you think's leading?
Yeah, I think it happened. Obviously in Ole Miss it happened. Like in the fourth quarter, really both of them with Flax and Jag, and which is just, and we can't do it. We talk about it all the time. We can't go backwards. And then this past week, I mean, twice in three plays with Tayshawn on the same play. And he owned up to it. It was just on him. It wasn't on the cadence. It wasn't on anything. It's just, and that's on us. That's on me as a football coach. And we got to get it fixed. And because we have no air to go backwards. When we can't do it, and that's on us. And that's where we got to look in and got to get better at it, of the cadence. Because we have been good at it. We have been using it with the turbo and cannon stuff and all that stuff. And then there was no excuse in here. It's not crowd noise. It's not nothing, at home. So that's on us. It's just 100% on us, and we got to get better at it.
What's the teaching method for that? It seems just so basic.
Yeah, I mean, you see it happen a lot in football, and it just seems simple. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but you got the play call, and you got what front they're in, and and it's just, you got a lot going through your mind, but the good ones and the guys that are calm and and we have been good at it the last 2 weeks. We just have gotten off, and we got to. But it is definitely a concentration thing, and I think Tay was amped up, and it was a run play that we talked about all week, being an A run, and we got the look that we wanted, and he just went too early and twice. We had it called. The first play, we went 1st and 15, and then Chris had a big run, and we're going to run it again on first down, and he did it again. And there's no excuse for it. None. Zero.
It looks like Keontae's been one of the guys getting extra work these last couple weeks out here. He's already used his 4 games, so he's out redshirting. Where's he at?
So again, like these guys, I got Nick Hall working, I got Keontae, I got Paul Rodriguez up, I got and they've always been up working with us, and we got to split time between giving the defense looks and all that stuff, and Keontae's right there, and he has to continue the big thing he has to work on is getting off on the snap count, and we talked about that in the spring, and just playing fast, and knowing because when he knows what to do, he has a chance, so I think he's going to be able to help us, but he's right there. You can see he's getting extra work, and he knows what he has to work on. So
fans just say, like, 5-star recruit, just throw him out there and see what happens. Why is it not that easy?
You're playing the SEC and you're an offensive lineman. I mean, it's just like it's not that easy, and I wish it was, but it's you just don't. It's just not a. It's not a league. It's not a position where you just go out and you just say, "Oh, I was a 5-star and I can go play." There's a lot that goes into it, and Keontae has all the talent in the world. He knows it. He's going to be a really good football player here, and he is a good football player. He just has to develop, and he has to have time to develop and see it, and it's part of it. There's not a lot of true freshmen playing on the offensive line. It's just not.
Even the 5-stars don't really see a grown man across from them in high school too much.
Listen, I'll tell you, like, my philosophy on offensive linemen, and I've talked to people about this before, is like, I've done a phenomenal job in recruiting if I can get a guy to start for me for 3 years. That's a redshirt sophomore. That's 2 years of development, and you start for 3 years. Like, that's, to me, that's how you develop offensive linemen. And you're going to have guys that can start as redshirt freshmen, and then there's probably a handful of guys that can come in and start. I think LSU has 2 freshmen starting on their offensive line as true freshmen. And I mean, they're men, but they're not. Those guys just aren't walking around. You know what I'm saying? You got to do. It's a position of development, and our guys are getting developed. And I love our group, and we're going to continue to develop them.
When you talk about getting B101, is that more of a technique issue, or?
Yeah, I think it's It's just, again, I think it's a number of things. When you talk about whether it's in the run game or the pass protection. In protection, it's probably happened a lot more in protection than it has in the run game. The run game, we're working 2-man combinations and stuff like that, and you're going to get occasionally, you're going to get split or, get pushed back. But in pass protection, you're going to see it happen a lot more one-on-one. And, that's what we're working on, constantly. But it is, I mean, I think in pass protection, it's all technique. It's all feet. It's all hands. It's not leaning. It's all demeanor. It's everything that we talk about. It's trusting your strength. And we just got to continue to get better at it.
Okay, folks, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.